Get 'em. This is your host, Junior the Truth.
78 Sports TV here.
Black Fight Fan TV.
It's your boy Ticket TV.
This ain't Combat Sports.
Bloodboxing returns.
What's good, Fight Fighter? Matches on
K-Black Boxing, NBA.
Beverly Rose Boxing and Entertainment.
Cali Enigma, Boxing and Sports Network.
It's your boy, Bloodboxing Sports TV.
Smoke City.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Smoke City Mob.
Smoke City.
Smoke City.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Smoke City Mob.
Smoke City. We right back in this bitch like we left our key. Yeah, man.
Smoke City.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Smoke City Mob.
Smoke City.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. What's up, world? What's the damn deal? Mobcast, what's the damn deal, man? This is your boy, Junior the Truth, man. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of the Smoke City Mobcast, man, brought to you by the LDBC. Shout out to the entire LDBC. That is Lions Den Boxing Community. Be sure you go visit that website over at www.ldbcsports.com, man. Create a profile while you're over there. It's absolutely 100% free. Also, there'll be a lot of big announcements coming down the pipeline with regard to the Lions Den Boxing Community, so you do not want to miss those announcements. So be sure to create a profile while you're over there. Also, subscribe to all of the brothers in the LDBC, as well as every Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Tune in to the Smoke City Mobcast, man, available here on YouTube, man. Y'all were in here early. I'm talking about early, man. Y'all were in here straight to it. So let's go ahead and get this roll call out the way, man. Where y'all from? Go ahead on and drop it in there, man. St. Cruz, and I see you in the building. Salute, family. Yes, indeed. Joe Johnson, Young Merv, I see you. Cashmere G, Luke Stones, DJ 7, Akeem the Great, I see you. Marcus Johnson, I see you. Marcus, I see you. Cass, what's up? Willie, hey, Willie Sis Trump, what's going on, family? ATL in the building. World Breaker, Dallas, Texas. Yes, indeed. Little Rock, Arkansas. You feel me? Philly in the building. Yes, indeed. NYC, I see you, Dale. Naptown, New Fat Boy Fitness with your working ass in the building. Kaz is from that 305 MIA, yo. Yes, indeed. Okay, Tampa, Florida in the building. Phoenix, Arizona. Patterson, New Jersey. Home of the great Zatiti Moody. Yes, indeed. We got North Carolina, DMV, New Haven, Connecticut, Charlotte, North Carolina, Chicago, whatever, man. Columbus, Ohio, 614. Ohio-born player made in the building. Yes, indeed. We got the Bronx, Tri-City, Washington. We got another Nappy City. Bo one. I don't think I knew you was in the Nappy City. Brooklyn, Minnesota, Waco. Ain't that where they was stirring up that Kool-Aid, making the motherfuckers drink that Kool-Aid? St. Louis, Toronto. Yes, indeed. Funky Town, 817, Big Snack Pack. We see you in the building, cuz. Yes, indeed. VA, St. Louis. Man, thank y'all so much. Marcus the Great, I see you. Cleveland is definitely in the house. Cashmere G, Lamont Roberts, DC. What's going on, man? Man, we got another show for y'all, man. We got another show for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. So I'm gonna go ahead, man, and get this thing kicked off. And once again, we got my brothers, Black Fight Fan TV in the building. We got Coach Shelton Harris in the building. We got CB Sports in the building. We got EK in the BK Fight News in the building. We got Fanana Don in the building, man. We got famous AAA Athletics in the building. We got the Cali Enigma in the building. We got the Body Snatcher in the building, and we got World Breaker Fighting in the building, man. We coming in here putting up numbers. Do you understand? Let me take it over to Famous Athletics. Famous, what's going on, family?
Hey, you know what time it is? Smoke City time.
Yes, indeed, family. Tell the people how they can follow you.
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Famous Athletics, FAMUS Athletics. Make sure y'all follow everybody on the panel. Tune in if you're not tuned in. Keep supporting Us, because we winning, we working. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter. We the strongest thing moving. It's only gonna get better. Hey.
Yes, indeed, man. So I'm gonna come to you with a real quick question, just straight up off the top, man. This is kind of off the top of my dome, right? This is kind of off the top of the dome. We've had a great ordeal of things that taken place in the sport of boxing over the last week since we've had our last meeting. What are your feelings about just really the nature of the sport and where we are with the sport right now? What are your feelings?
The sport is turning into social media era. Let's be all like, I take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. I mean, I haven't been doing a lot of videos talking about it, but I'm just trying to learn how to not to complain. That's just something I'm trying to do in life. You know what I'm saying? I take it with a grain of salt. Like, I became a fan of boxing because I seen dudes fighting before you could say, yo, I got this much money. Like, I never knew how much somebody had in their bank account until the social media era came out and the articles, and everybody wants to say this is the A side and the B side. So it's turning into Love and Hip Hop, Reality Housewives, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like every time you get to a fighter that you think is real brave and bold and all at their peak, and I take on anybody, and they all turn out the same. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I'm a fan of the sport now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, everything that's going on has just been turning into a reality show, and I don't want to fight this dude next. This fight makes sense, and you got to get a belt, and I need 10 million to fight you. It's just so much that's going on. So, you know, I think boxing is turning to safety first once they get to a certain plateau before putting the fans money and time into, you know, the people who pay you instead of giving us what we really want. So I got to take it with a grain of salt. I don't want to touch on it too much because I got some videos dropping. I got a few videos dropping tomorrow since I haven't been on. But that's the state of boxing, man. It's the fairy tale. I got this much money. You the B side. I'm the A side. If you don't take what I want, I'm not fighting you. The time is not good right now. I want to build this fight up. That's what it's about. It's not, yo, you the best, I'm the best. We're going to see who the best. But shout out to Wild and Fury. They holding it down.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me go over to Coach. Coach, what's going on, family?
You know what's going on, Junior the Truth.
Tell the people how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, man, you can follow me on 2 channels, man. You can follow me at CSH Combat Sports. And also, we do an MMA version of the Smoke City Mobcast, but it's called the Come Get This Work Mobcast. So, you know, you can join us over there on Thursdays. We go at 9 o'clock and we talk about the state of MMA. So, you know, here, find me here. Yeah, CSH Combat Sports. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Same exact question, man. I want to know your thoughts on the actual current state of boxing and based on the activities that have taken place this weekend or this week. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, you know, they trying, man. They trying to get this fight pretty much done, and they've been working very diligently to get this fight. But then you got you know, you got Floyd Mayweather with his coconut ball ass head. You know, just he can't, man. This dude is a professional hater. Somebody gonna bite this dude one day. Somebody gonna slap the shit out of Floyd. He always mess with people wives, think he can buy anybody woman, think he can get anybody woman, you know, and that's the thing, you know. Then you got Keith Thurman running around here talking about he want to fight Conor McGregor, you know, but he too hurt to call out Errol Spence, but he want to call out a mixed martial artist. I understand that one. Okay, he too hurt to call out Terrence Crawford, but you know, he want to call out, you know, he want to call out an MMA guy. All right, I mean, he's too hurt. So Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, I call those, instead of the 3 Stooges, I call them the 3 hoes. They the 3 hoes. These guys right now, between them 3 guys, they hold the key to undisputed at welterweight. They hold the key. But unfortunately, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, they're probably never going to get a fight with those guys because it's always going to be an excuse. I mean, you had Kenny Porter, you know, and let me just go ahead and get raw. I can get raw here on the Smoke City Mobcast, man. You know, he did an interview with another fucked up Kango, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn. Now this dude swore up and down, man, that him and Sean, they were going out there with Spence. Now the tune changed. Okay. Now the tune changed. Now they're not fighting Errol Spence. Okay. Now they don't want him. And then you got Errol and Bud, man. It just seemed like, you know, they don't want no smoke with each other right now, you know? I think they'll fight each other. I think both of them they're trying to let the fight marinate. Which I don't want to hear that, man. I actually want to hear that. I want to see that fight happen now. I mean, these young guys, man, they're not willing to go in there and knuckle up. So you can get two old dudes like Floyd and Manny come back in there, and they're gonna steal some more money, Junior. They're gonna come steal some more money, and people gonna cry, people gonna complain about it. Here, you know what? I even thought, shit. Let me make a clickbait video. Let me just make one when they fight. I thought about it. And then I'm like, nah. I care about the sport of boxing too much. I don't even think I want to make a clickbait video. I don't think I want to do that. Okay, I thought about it. Just like, I could have made some clickbait off of Triple G and Canelo. I ain't want to do that either because I can't stand Golden Boy. I hate Golden Boy. I hate Oscar De La Hoya with everything I got. Not really, but I just can't stand him. Okay, so I ain't making that. So I'm disgusted right now with what boxing offer. I got a lot of hope with the Tyson Fury and Wilder fight. Okay, I'm putting all my eggs in one basket, y'all. All my eggs in one basket. And I'm finna drop the mic. And Kenny Porter, shut up with your fucked up Kango.
Damn. Shout out to PK Boxing, man, in the super chat. Shout out to Greg Wyatt in the super chat as well. Hold on, let me run this thing back. Let me see. Sheesh. Fucked up Kango A. Shout out to it was just here to PK again in the super chat. He said, smash the like button, Smoke City Mobcast, hashtag LDBC. Shout out to Greg Wyatt. He sent a shout out to Coach. Shout out to Toot Robinson in the building in the super chat. Damn, it's going too fast. Shout out to Abel Mahari. He said, shout out to Fanon for a great video on the demise of HBO boxing, and respect to the late Emmanuel Stewart for speaking the truth on Fury versus Wilder, hashtag LDBC. And I think we have one more that slid in here. Shout out to Ron Finkley in the super chat. He says, get the strap. Get the strap. So let me go on over to Cali Enigma. Cali Enigma, what's going on, family? Cali, you there? You're on mute if you're there, bro. All right, let me slide on over to World Breaker. World Breaker, same exact question, man. Your thoughts on the current state of boxing, where we are, this place we are in boxing right now.
Okay, before I answer that question, I'd like you guys to come over and subscribe to World Breaker Fighting. If you're from Texas, I'm from Texas.
I'm sorry, and let me slide in here, man, but it's the stupid Hangouts, man. It just wouldn't let me in, man. It just had, for whatever reason, it kind of booted me and started acting up, but it's back now. But man, go ahead and ask that question again, Junior.
Tell the people how they can follow you, bro.
Man, you can find me on the Cali Enigma Boxing and Sports Network, Cali Enigma on Instagram and Twitter, man. And basically, man, that's where I'm the most active at, man. Oh, also S1210 College Sports Most Wanted, and I'm active on that too. That's also another channel on YouTube. All right.
And the question was your thoughts on where we are in the sport of boxing, the current state as of 9/19/2018. Your thoughts on the sport of boxing and where we are.
Oh man, it's disgusting right now. But then again, fans co-sign this because a lot of fans become extremely emo, aka emotional, when they fall in love with a fighter. Where if you say something about a fighter, so they're ready to fight you, they're ready to they hate you, they tell you that you're stupid, and it's okay. The only thing I want to see is that all these dudes mix it up, and I don't want to have to wait. And then, or I say that, well, that fight's stupid right now. I want him. He should concentrate on his weight class, i.e. Canelo. I want Canelo. Matter of fact, today I'm getting it from Canelo fans who want to protect him, man. Who's Jamal Charlo fought? He hasn't fought anybody. You know, I'm like, man, look, I'm tired of that shit. Jamal Charlo is a fucking middleweight. You know, him and Canelo could have fucking hooked it up already at 154. But the same political bullshit that fans co-sign happened then. You know, he could have fought Boo Boo Andrade, Jamal Charlo, but he didn't. Now, it don't mean that Canelo is not going to beat them dudes. I don't think he will. But it don't mean that he's going to lose to him. But I want to see the fucking fight. And I'm tired of this. This shit always applies, especially to black fighters. What has he done to deserve the fight? Fuck you. What is it that he done to deserve the fight? What he done to deserve the fight is he fought So he fought 2 title fucking eliminators, and the WBC says it's a fucking mandatory. If he wasn't perceived as a fucking threat, you guys will be A-okay with Canelo fighting this motherfucker right now, man. That's what you would. But instead, you trying to tell me that fucking David Lemieux is okay? Fuck David Lemieux. He's a piece of shit. He fucking sucks. I said it. David Lemieux is fucking trash. I don't need to see this motherfucker throwing a bunch of wide shots with the hope and the prayer that he lands a shot, knowing that when he fights anybody with any kind of defensive, pedigree, will fucking make him look like a goddamn idiot. And you think he's gonna land anything on Canelo? Fuck no. He gonna land shit. He's gonna get his ass whooped at the bullshit fight. Y'all know it's a bullshit fight. You co-sign this shit because you know Canelo's safe in this fight. Look, man. Canelo's a bad motherfucker, like I told you guys, man. I respect his skills, but he needs to fight the rest of the other top middleweights. I don't want to hear about him trying to fight Earl Spence, because the reason why Bernard Hopkins is trying to big up Earl right now, because he doesn't view him as the same kind of a threat as a Danny Jacobs, Demetrius Andrade, a Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean, a Sergey Derevchenko, man, and of course, of motherfucking Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo right now is seen as clear, present danger. That's why they're talking about Earl Spence, a fucking welterweight, because this is what he's done. What they do. They try to bring up dudes for lower weight classes because they don't want Canelo going against a big-ass motherfucker like that. Well, of course, he did fight one big guy, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who's fucking trash and doesn't take the craft seriously. He doesn't have any kind of skills himself. So why the fuck we knew what was going to happen in that fight. Now, we thought that he would at least attempt to try to put up a fight, but it wouldn't matter anyway because he has no actual skills, which Canelo would still outclass his ass even if he fucking tried, and he didn't even try. So why in the current sport of boxing, the fans who fall so in love and get so emotional, and I'm telling you, man, look, man, you for all you guys who think I hate Earl, the week, like a few days before that, people said I hated Bud. I don't hate either one. I'd rather see those two fight each other than see Earl fight Canelo right now. I'd like to see Earl. Unfortunately, like I said in my other video, I said that Earl Spence Jr., not for a lack of trying, he's trying to fight us. He can't fight. He can't force Sean Porter to fight him, but if he can get that goddamn Terrence Crawford fight, man, take that fucking fight. I just want to see him get them other dudes on his resume first. Then I would feel better about him going up to fight Canelo. I actually said that shit, but people ignored all of that shit and started getting pissed. You guys got to stop. You guys got to if you would have listened to the video, you would have said that. I'm not saying that Earl Spence can't fucking fight. I'm not saying that. I just said I'd like to see him get more experience and get stiffer competition and then go up there instead of running up there. Plus, I would like to see Earl get acclimated to the division. The difference here is this fucking Jamal Charlo is already fucking massive. And he's already clearly a 160 pounder and is established. His size is already established there, man. So I want Jamal to get his shot as being the current middleweight contender for Canelo's belt. I think he deserves that shit. And I want Canelo, I want Earl or Bud to clean out 147. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see Jared Hurd or Jamel Charlo or Jaime Munguia clean out 154. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see undisputed at every division. But I just want you guys to understand, when I'm critiquing like that, it's not because I hate the guy. It's because I see certain things. And I know what Bernard Hopkins and I know what Oscar De La Hoya is planning to do because they don't want him to fight fucking Jamal Charlo. This is what this is about. They don't want Canelo in the ring with Jamal Charlo, man. I don't give a fuck what some of these other people say who always pick. Matter of fact, I came across something. Now, I ain't going to say that. No, I ain't going to give this fucking no shine. But, I mean, basically, though, this dude, like I said, he got fucking Mikey Garcia, a guy who's way too fucking small. Earl is going to crush him. And I like Mikey. I like Earl. But Earl is going to crush Mikey Garcia. Annihilate. Systematically decimate. It's going to fuck him up, man. I don't give a fuck about what Mikey and Mikey's very smart, but you know what else? Earl is also smart, and he's fucking bigger, and he's going to destroy Mikey Garcia. I don't give a fuck who either one of them is smart. Earl's used to getting bigger. Used to getting hit by bigger guys, and he's a big ass welterweight who's going to fuck Mikey up, man. Two technical guys, one bigger guy fucks up the other technical guy. Earl's also more athletic than him. And also I have the speed thing, that could be a toss-up, but that fucking don't matter. It don't matter. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Everyone knows he's gonna get anybody with a fucking who's not biased who has a fucking brain know what Earl's getting ready to do to Mikey Garcia. We all know what's gonna happen. Mikey wants that. Hey, I prefer seeing Earl versus other welterweights because I know he's gonna destroy this dude. But I'm not mad at Earl for getting this payday, but that's what I'd rather see. It's the same thing. I'd rather see Jamal Charlo versus Canelo than Earl versus Canelo. That's what I'd rather see. It's the size thing, man. It's nothing personal. I mean, I know a lot of guys take this shit personal, but now you guys getting a chance to understand what I've been saying, exactly what I said in the video. This is how I see it. It's just my opinion. You may disagree with me. Don't make me a hater, dude. That's my opinion. That's what I want to see. I want Earl to get more experience before going to go face someone like Canelo. Now, what about Jamal? Jamal, to me, is big enough to handle that motherfucker, man. That's what I see. I think Jamal was extremely big. I think Jamal could fight at 168 right now. That's what I think about Jamal based off his fucking pure size, his skill, and his fucking power jab. Jamal Charlo is a problem, and they're telling you. Golden Boy's telling you what they think about this fight based off of how they're acting and how they're trying to build up the Earl Spence Jr. fight instead of then telling Jamal Charlo he needs to fight more of the dudes. Fuck out of here, man, with that bullshit, man. We know what time it is. We ain't stupid, and I'm going to continue to talk about Jamal Charlo versus motherfucking Canelo Alvarez till we get that fight. Cinco de Mayo sounds like a good day for me, for Jamal Charlo to go ahead and get some of that, get some cinnamon. That's what I'm looking for, man. To at least splatter cinnamon all over the fucking canvas. We'll see.
Let me jump back in here. Kylie. Kylie boy, woo! I'll get this thing started. World Breaker. Let me bring it to you, bro.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is World Breaker Fighting coming to you live and direct. If you haven't subscribed to World Breaker Fighting, go on over there and subscribe right now. You can find me on YouTube, of course. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else in the world if you're really looking. To answer your question, Junior, this is how I see the state of boxing. When you look at the promoters, when you look at the sanctioning bodies, when you look at the boxers, all you see are people with their hands out, ready to take your money, ready to take the money right out your pocket and not give you anything in return. These people in my lifetime are called scam artists. They sell you goods. They sell you BS, but they don't give you anything worth having, but they take all your money. We can go from the Charlos. We can go, not the Charles, I'm sorry. We can go from the Mayweathers to Canelos. We can talk about all of these guys, but at the end of the day, is anyone really giving us the fights that we want to see? Okay. Is anyone going out there proactively and seeking out competition that's better than them, that can give them problems, that can give them a challenge? No one is doing that. No one is actively doing that except Deontay Wilder. And look at how much, look at all the hurdles that man has faced trying to get us the fights that we want to see. We have one guy out of hundreds, maybe thousands of boxers who is trying to do what we want. The best fighting the best. He's trying to fight the best people in his division. But every day I see some scam artists like Floyd Mayweather trying to bilk us out of money, time, effort. The last Floyd Mayweather event I saw was straight shit. Let's be honest with you. The one before that was straight shit. Okay. Listen, I'm an admirer of boxing skill. Okay. I grew up boxing. My father boxed. I boxed. Okay. At some point, you got to stop the madness. You have to stop looking at what you know and move forward. People like Floyd Mayweather are the parasites that continue to shrink the sport, suck all the blood, the life, the muscle tissue out of this sport. They're not growing the sport. They are sucking it dry. Okay. And when you take a look at boxing for what it is, it's a sport between two people who are supposed to be the best representatives of that sport at any given time. And we're not getting this shit. We're getting Manny Pacquiao tax evaded ass. We're getting Floyd Mayweather, who's trying to find a tax shelter in Tokyo. Okay. We have people like Keith Super Tongue Thurman, who wants to call out Conor McGregor. Why aren't you calling out Errol Spence? Why aren't you calling out Anybody. Okay? Why aren't you calling out Crawford? Why aren't you calling out Garcia? Anybody but Conor McGregor. Is it come to this state where we're calling out celebrities and fictitious beings in order to make fights? This shit has to stop. Okay? I am sick and tired of it. As a man, I'm not going to put my hard-earned money on anybody that's trying to bilk me out of my ends. Okay? It's time for the fan to stand up. It's time for the fan to attack. Okay? These fighters treat us like they are baby mamas. Okay? They treat us like the worst baby mama, the one that takes you to court to raise your child support just because she's in a bad mood. They come looking for handouts when they should be out here working their ass off for us, because we do any and everything to provide for these guys. A guy that's arrogant enough to say another 9-figure payday needs a 9-figure ass whooping from a group of people and not just one boxer. I'm out this bitch.
Shout out to Curtis Anderson, man, in the super chat. He says, great panel. It's clear to see that Golden Boy's agenda is to match Canelo with a certain style fighter. Facts. Kurt Sugar in the building. Shout out to Gary Benson in the super chat. He says, indeed, boxing is now a caricature of a once proud sport. Fighters of yesterday who fought for pride, prestige, and purpose would be disgusted at the condition it is at today. It's shameful what the sport is doing to itself. Damn. I'll read that again. Gary Benson says, indeed, boxing is now a caricature of a once proud sport. Fighters of yesterday who fought for pride, prestige, and purpose would be disgusted at the condition it is at today. It's shameful what the sport is doing to itself. Wow. Man, let me go over to EK King. What's going on, family?
Hey, what up, man?
Man, nothing, man. Tell the people how I can follow you, bro.
Follow me on eKing Fight News on YouTube and Instagram. eKing Fight News.
Now, quick question, bro. Same exact question. I want you to expound on your thoughts on just where we are with the state of boxing today.
Man, like if I could describe it in one word or a couple words, ducking is at an all-time high when it comes to this. This era of boxing, it's defined. It's almost defined by the amount of ducking going on. And I've never seen it where we're missing out on so many great fights. Like normally, you'd at least get the light heavyweights all unified, or the fucking middleweights most of the time. Ever since Bernard Hopkins was there, he was fighting fucking everybody. And then, Jermaine Taylor, and then fucking Kelly Pavlik. There was a lineage there. Everything's fucking broken up, and these fighters are hiding out on one or two belts. And it's like these fighters aren't fighters anymore. It's morphed into some other shit. Some sports. It's almost like sports entertainment if you really look at it. But this is some new age shit, man. And this is why guys like Deontay Wilder need to be pushed to the forefront, because he's setting the example. And if he can take over, knock out Tyson Fury and make if he can get to 45, 46, man, this guy was already going to be on pay-per-view. But he's got to start now, man. And all goes well, fucking he'll have that fight with Tyson Fury, and he will be the number one heavyweight in the world, without a doubt. Especially that joke over there in the UK that's fighting the Juice Head. So it is what it is, man. If you haven't subscribed already, man, subscribe if you haven't already.
Shout out to Truth Speaker in the super chat. He said, shout out to Blood 78, Black Fight Fan TV, and the whole LDBC. 100. Let me take it on over here to Body Snatcher. Body Snatcher, what's going on, family?
Man, not much. What's going on tonight?
Man, you got it, family. Tell the people how they can follow you, bro.
Yeah, you can follow me right here on YouTube at the Body Snatcher, Boxing, MMA, and Fitness. And subscribe if you haven't already. And also, you can follow me on Instagram at Body Snatcher 1987.
Yes, indeed. So I need to hear you cook on the same exact subject, man. Your thoughts on where we are with the sport right now.
Man, definitely looking worse and worse. As it seems like every day is looking worse and worse because we hear new news like you got this bald head midget Floyd Mayweather talking about some man, I want to fight Manny Pacquiao again, a recycling fight that was way too boring the first time. Nobody want to see that shit. And you got keep no time Thurman over here talking about stuff. Yeah, let me fight Conor McGregor because Conor McGregor boxing skills real limited. He just looking for the easiest way out. His pony head ass could go somewhere, and you see none of us LDBC people. We ain't talking about Anthony Juicehead and Povetkin fight coming up this weekend. I don't even care if I missed it, man. So and then like even Callie said, we got a lot of this mismatch though. We heard one time Jared Hurd trying to fight with Errol Spence, his big ass. I mean, Errol Spence big, but nowhere near as big as Jared Hurd. And then like the Canelo and Jamal Charles definitely need to happen now. And who knows if they trying to make their easy way out on Canelo's side. And it's just too much going on. And man, us as fans, man, like you said, we just gotta ignore the ones that's not acting right or cooperating with us right, because we don't want to get on no shine. Let's talk about them less. Like everybody said, let's talk about the main fights like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, since they want to help make us entertaining fights. That's what we need to talk about. Even on with and see what Bud and Errol Spence thing is getting on my nerves too, because both good welterweights, both two of the best welterweights. We want to see that, and I like them both, but I disagree, man, on how they act and talking about some Errol Spence talking about he need to cross the other side of the street and all that, man, that could easily happen. Bob Aaron and Bob Aaron, they definitely make it happen with Showtime, man. They just got to talk it and chop it up, meet something in the middle, man. So it's a lot of stuff that got to be straightened up. And I feel like for all these dunkers, they need some rules. Like, for one, they getting paid too much money, so they feel like they could do whatever they want. Man, I feel like they need to sit on the shelf, get low, get on undercards, and get paid like a quarter of what they making. Make them get their act right. But man, other than that, it's definitely disgusting.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Carl Burrell, let me come over to CB Sports TV. What's going on, family?
Chilling, family. How you doing, man?
And I'm good, man. Tell the people how they can follow you, bro.
Right here on YouTube, CB Sports TV. Right on Instagram, CB Sports TV. On Twitter, CB Sports TV.
Yes, indeed. Same question, man. I want to hear your thoughts, man, on the current state.
The current state is, boxing took 14 shots out of 18 and is trying to take more shots, like it's dying. These whole ass niggas, with these whole ass tendencies and these whole ass ways, it's killing the sport that that I love, and I hate to see it, Big ups to Deontay Wilder, for being, the real true rider that want the smoke and trying to clean out his division, I have a problem with everybody won't let this fight build or let this, or in the case like a Canelo, him and Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins want to Errol Spence this and that, but no, it's a 6'1" Houston badass down there that's hitting real heavy, that wants some smoke, that wants some smoke with Cinnabons, okay? And he needs it because that's what he's the mandatory. So as you take his bullshit fight, in December with David Lemieux, because we know that's what's coming next on Cinco de Mayo. Hey, you got to haul at Jamal. Errol Spence, don't need to step on Jamal Charlo toes, period. He need to be like, nope, you got to fight your mandatory. If not, you're going to drop that belt, but who cares? You're going to find somebody to fight on Cinco de Mayo. Plain and simple. But whatever it is, this is what it's got to be. And my whole point of, it needs to be unifications. Bob Arum say, he'll make the Terrence Crawford fight right now. Hey, after this Terrence Crawford fight Benavidez in October, if Errol get a fight in, then early 2019 we can see that fight. Damn, Mikey Garcia. Mike Garcia got Lomachenko problems at 135. Need to handle. He got a person he needs to work out. With Richard Comey on the 25th of this month, coming up next week. Hey, get that purse bid, defend title against Richard Comey. If you can beat him, cool. then that's what it is. But guess what? Michael Garcia, because we all know Lomachenko finna whoop Jose Pedraza's ass, and he finna win that WBO belt along with the WBA. Michael Garcia got the other two belts. You need to get that fight with Comey on, and hopefully you win that fight, and then you and Lomachenko battle for undisputed. That's what we need at 135. And if you want to come up after that, cool. But until then, sit your happy-go-lucky ass down and handle that business right there at 135. That's what you need to do. Errol and Terrence Crawford, hey, it's time for y'all to scrap now. If Bob Simmons make the fight, even you know what I'm saying, hey, it's time to pull these niggas pussies, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? Pull these whole cards. Say they're gonna make it, okay, start negotiating, make the fight. That's what we want. As far as Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying, Keith Thurman called like Conor McGregor, like Keith Thurman, go sit your goof ass. Get a belt up, man. Keith Thurman only doing that because he's trying to get a payout because he wants to retire. Keith Thurman's mind, heart, body, and soul is not in boxing. It's not. He's trying to find any way where he can cash out and so he can get the fuck out of boxing. And that's what that is. 154, we need to see who Jermell Charlo going to do. We know Jerry Hurd going to have a comeback fight this year, but early 2019, guess what? They need to fight. And then after that, they need to see if they can get Jaime Munguia in the ring and fight, whoever the winner of that fight is. We need, 160. Hey, the one I feel like the winner of Jacobs and Derevchenko going to fight the winner of Andrade and Saunders, and that'll be unified. Depend on who win. If Jacobs and Andrade would, them Eddie Hearn fighters, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they'll fight next for unification. But after that, that's gonna be at a standstill though. Because the simple fact of they not going, you know what I'm saying, Eddie Hearn gonna want people to come fight on the zone. Anybody gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Nobody finna fight on no goddamn app. So the whole point is boxing needs to get his head out his ass, and these pussy ass fighters need to quit all these bitch ass ways and be a man. For one, you dudes claim y'all men, be a man. God damn, be a man. Step up and fight. Cause you get an L on you, it ain't the end of the world. What defines you is how you come back from a loss and how you react off it. Are you gonna make improvements? What you gonna do? Stop all this coward stuff. That's why I'm not spending my money on these cowards. I refuse to. One who gonna get my definite support right now is Deontay Wilder, for sure. Everybody else I'm suspect on, like, I can't do that. And that's real. So boxing boxing need to get his mind right. These fighting to get their mind right, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting fed up with it. And that's how I feel on it.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, shout out to the sister Beverly Rose. She fell in the building. What's up, Bev? What's going on, Beverly Rose? Let me take this over to Fanana Don, man. I got to hear your perspective on this situation and what we talking about.
Oh man, I'm loving boxing. Shit. I ain't gonna fucking bullshit. I wake up every morning. I got a live stream after Trill Boxing Talk, man. And we talk boxing with real boxing fans that got a voice and had the ability to express their opinion about what's going on. And I have seen that shit affect the way the cats have behaved. There are so many fighters because of the voices of cats in the LDBC that are making videos, new media, black, other cats as well. The many people that tune into videos and listen to it and share what they think. All these people hear that, man. And as long as we keep moving, man, I know we're not getting the fights we want when we want them, but man, ain't nobody suffering. Shouldn't anybody be suffering the what Joe Louis suffered or what Archie Moore suffered, let alone what Jack Johnson, Charlie Burley, and those cats suffered. Right now, we got rich people problems. Like, we got all these great fights that we want to see made that aren't being made. Right? Want to see Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Want to see unification. All these different fights, man, that we want to see, man. But we have the opportunity and we have the voice to push these cats to make the fights. Every time some tricky dick bastard like Eddie Hearn says something out of sorts, there is a big loud voice all across the internet pointing that stuff out. So if that wasn't the case, then I wouldn't really have as much hope for boxing. But I mean, and some cats might be able to recognize this, man. I ain't gonna go too long, man. I'm gonna let the chat catch up in time. But maybe in 2005, 2004, man, I've been a boxing fan for a long time, but in 2004, 2005, in order to have this type of conversation that we having right now, I would have to go to East Side Boxing. I'd have to go to Max Boxing and get called nigga monkey, spear chucker, all kind of shit, just because I wanted to defend a black fighter. But now we've got a mechanism by which we have the loudest voice in boxing, most consistent marketing voice in boxing that is delivering the message from Black Fight Fans. Shout out to Black Fight Fan TV, to promoters, to boxers, to media people. I've seen people steal 78 Sports TV's material. I've seen Eddie Hearn responding to what's going on and what people are saying. Yeah, John Rowland spear chucker, dog. That's how you motherfuckers be saying that shit. So what I'm telling you is, man, like, just keep the pressure on him, man. Keep the pressure on him. But I'm happy, man. I'm loving boxing right now. I wake up every morning loving the shit. Even though I might not get the fight that I want to see, we working towards making sure that that's the case. But shit is just getting better, man. And with that, go ahead, man. Oh, and don't worry about subscribing to me. 78 Sports TV is coming back on his live stream, and we're going to be doing a super chat challenge. And I'm on a cat. There's somebody out there told me that they willing to go dollar for dollar with me and him, going dollar for dollar with whoever's going to donate to super chats when 78 Sports TV comes back. Because without cats like 78 Sports TV, Blood Boxing, cats that don't make videos anymore, even like cat like Carcino. I don't remember if y'all remember when he used to make videos. Cats like Mr. Boxing Today, cats have been around a long time. We wouldn't have this mechanism by which to have this conversation tonight. So show love, show respect for 78 Sports TV when he comes back on his live stream. And that's it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And the king of the boxing trio. The king of the boxing trio, Black Fight Fan TV. What's up, family?
What's going down, homie?
Man, you got it, man. Tell the people how they can follow you.
Oh, man, you can follow me at Black Fight Fan TV on YouTube. You can follow me at Black Fight Fan, one word, on Instagram. And you can check me out with Brother 78 Sports TV every morning, Monday through Friday, starting at around 8:30 to 9 on Trill Boxing Talk on Black Fight Fan TV.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Indeed. And the same exact question, man. Interested in hearing your perspective on where we are with the sport right now.
Oh, man, I love where we at in the sport of boxing. I mean, I know it don't sound like it in the morning when I be getting on these dudes, because I know that we have to apply pressure. I know the importance of our role as boxing fans. I've been a fan of the sport for a long time, man, and when I came home, I realized that we didn't have no platform, man, and we received that platform through 78, man, and Blood Boxing, and I started to check them out, man, and it's morphed into the Black Fight Fan actually having a center voice, and like Fanon said, we got the loudest voice on the internet, and it's also organized and structured. So we're able to apply pressure to not only the fighters, but also the sport. I love where the sport is at, man, because we were able to rebuild the landscape of boxing. And what I mean by that is boxing has multiple stars. It's not just one guy in the sport that's ruling the sport at this point in time. And that's why a lot of people got misconstrued when I got angry with Floyd Mayweather coming back to the sport. I was very angry about that. And the reason why I was angry about that, it wasn't because he was coming back in December. It was because we had literally rebuilt boxing. We had literally gave these guys fan bases and gave these guys profiles and raised them and reconstructed it to where these guys have support. We have support. We have an arena where we're at and we're comfortable, and everybody is feeding off each other's energy, and everybody can say what they want to say and comment and speak about the sport without being called racial names or innuendos or whatever. I mean, it was a beautiful thing going, and he had no parts of that. He never wanted to acknowledge that. He never wanted to feed into that. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder is self-made through the fans. You know what I'm saying? He didn't offer to put Deontay Wilder on his McGregor card. He didn't offer to put Earl Spence on his Maypac card. He put Tank Davis on there and paid him listed $1 million. You know what I'm saying? All these guys are self-made. And when I talk about them, or when I do try to go in or chastise them for what they not doing, is because I feel like they should have more pride, because they don't necessarily understand the work that people have put in and things that people have endured to make sure that they can get into the spot that they in. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think they realized, like Fanon said, when people was calling you spear chunker and monkeys and gay runner and flow mode, every other word was a homosexual or racist comment, you know, just for you saying something positive about Floyd Mayweather in the comment section of a video or a thread of a boxing forum or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Those days are long gone, man. We have completely reinvented that and reinvigorated that. And not only that, we've also helped the sport. Because of us, Showtime was able to raise, Steven Espinoza was able to confidently go into the office of Showtime and get the money that he needed to support PBC. Because up until a few years ago, black fighters didn't have no solid fan base. You couldn't justify black fighters even having a fan base. Everybody was on Mexican fighters and the Mexican fan base and this and this and that. That deal wouldn't have been possible 10 years ago. They couldn't even justify it. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we have the Triple G's and all that. They were searching for these fans that Floyd had vacated when he retired. We've organized it and structured that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a real good time. And boxing is at a really, really good place. I mean, we got multiple stars. And they ain't even on the same network. We got multiple stars in PBC. We got stars over there in the UK, regardless if we like Eddie Hearn or not. We got stars in Frank Warren's stable. We got stars in Terrence Crawford, man. Terrence Crawford, Vasil Lomachenko, Earl Spence, Mikey Garcia, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Anthony Yard, Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua. All these names of all these guys that we wouldn't even really cared about or wouldn't even. All these guys are up to really rule the sport and make millions of dollars and bring enjoyment to us and entertainment to us. And it's going to happen. All this stuff is going to come to fruition. It just takes time. A lot of us are getting upset. I'm seeing guys getting upset about Deontay Wilder not announcing his date. I'm seeing guys getting irritated about petty stuff, but y'all got to realize how far we've came. Yeah, at the end of the day, y'all have to realize how far we have came in this sport, in this leaps and bounds. And man, and that's all I got to say on that.
Yes, indeed, man. We gonna let me real quick, man. Apologize. I'm gonna kind of go off off key here a little bit.
Nice dude, call somebody.
Oh man, I think I got dropped off. Have to call Floyd.
Don't call me.
Hello. Hey, can you hear us? Hello.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear
I
us?
can hear you.
What's up, Beverly? Bev Rose,
Hi.
what's going on? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Really, where I'm at, it's a very good connection, but
Okay, hey.
yeah, I can hear you.
And panel, can y'all hear Bev Rose, or is it just me?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Here.
Bev,
Yes.
I saw you in the building, Bev. I wanted to call you and say what's happening and tell you we missed the hell out of you. and tell you we love you. And that was just it. And we wanted to call to hear your voice. Everybody, every stream that we've been doing for about the past, I don't even know, man, forever. Everybody's like, man, where's Beverly? Where's Beverly? I don't know if you can see the chat, but everybody's saying it now. Beverly, Lucy Lou said, yeah. You know, I don't even talk like that, but she said, yes. You know what I mean? I just wanted to call and hear your voice and tell you we love you. We miss you. Damn, she dropped off. She on that Obama phone.
But I didn't miss no fight and stuff.
What you say, Bev?
I can hear you.
You can hear us? But that was it, Bev.
I can hear you.
Okay. And everybody
I said,
go ahead, Bev.
Okay.
Okay, we can't. You going in and out? Can you hear us?
I'll try.
I can't hear you, but you can hear. If you get to a better connection, call me back at this number.
It's just what.
Go ahead. What'd you say? Ah, man. Yeah, babe. You riding, sound like you riding a bicycle through a tunnel.
You know, we're trying to get by, but we're in right second connection. So.
Okay. Well, babe, if you can hear me, know this. Like I said, once again, we love you. You can reach out, you know what I mean, to me if whatever it is you need, whatever it is, reach out, and then we'll get you. We're gonna get you. We'll get you together, and we're gonna be sitting around. Go ahead. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Where I am right now is that connection.
Okay.
So, I really where I am now connection though. I'm gonna have to try to. But what's going on? Where?
Yeah, we can't hear you, Bev. So I need you type it if you want to share and you want to say it, just type it into the chat, or whatnot. But we'll talk to you shortly, Bev. We love you. Hopefully you can still hear us. All right, family. My fault, man. I saw Bev was in the chat room, so I just got moved to actually call her and chop it up with her, but she wasn't in a good connection. But we did at least get to hear her voice. I know everybody's been asking for wondering where our little sister was or whatever, and so I just wanted to kind of make that connection real quick. But Black Fight fan, let me go back to you real quick one time, and I'm gonna bring this thing to you because we got Scam Daddy, aka Bob Aaron, aka Scam Daddy. Scam Daddy says he's ready for war. Basically, he said he's ready for war. So I need to know your thoughts on Scam Daddy and him being ready for war. Retro Boxing, I see you in the building.
Well, I mean, man, you pressing. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of the homies, they don't be one. A lot of my homies from here in the D, they don't want to hear me say that. You know what I'm saying? But they need to press Bob Aaron. You understand what I'm saying? They don't need to. They don't need to let Bud get nothing off. You understand what I'm saying? They need to be on his neck every time he talking. They need to call his bluff. You understand what I'm saying? But right now it's kind of getting into murky waters. It's politicking and all this stuff kind of getting out of control. And see, that don't go with the narrative that we've been spreading. You understand what I'm saying? See, what happened is when and I ain't gonna say that what happened is, I'm just gonna say it like this. What I believe happened is when Earl got out to speak, and when he did say that, and he was saying that he really wasn't looking for the fight, you know what I'm saying, and started naming out land, talking about boxing and politics and boxing and stuff, and not saying all that stuff, like 78 said on the show this morning, that was Bob Aaron's end, bro. That was his end. That Earl, he let it be known that he really didn't want to fight. You really don't want to fight right now. You understand what I'm saying? You want to fight to build. Well, Bob Aaron, he an OG. He ain't no youngster. So he gonna play you on that. So if you gonna jump out there like that and let him big dog you like that, You're gonna have to come back. You're gonna have to come back. You know, even if it costs you. Even if it costs you. Cause see what you did, you put your nuts on there and he stomped on it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just you gotta get back. Even if it costs you, you gotta burn the turf up now. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened, bro. From my perspective. Because Bob Arum is knowing that Earl is kind of bound because Earl is letting it be known he trapped in politics right now out in the open. That's another reason why I didn't appreciate him getting up there on that podium and saying a lot of stuff. Because he showed his hand. And Bob Arum is a master manipulator. Earl understand that he said it on the stage. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, what he got to do is he got to jump. He got to get back now. He got to press them. He got to make sure. He got to call their bluff. He got to come back and say, I want the fight. Make the fight. I don't care what it takes. Let's make it. 50-50. Let's go. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever. Let's make the fight. And if Bob Arum ain't serious, the fight won't get made. But if he's serious, the fight get made. But it might cost them millions of dollars because of PR moves and stuff like that. But Earl got to protect his image, bro. He got to protect he got to protect all that. He want the smoke and, you know, hungry lion. That stuff got to be backed up, homie. You understand what I'm saying? At all costs. That's just how we get down.
Yes, indeed. Let me go over to World Breaker. World Breaker, same exact question, man. Your thoughts about Bob Arum says he's ready to go to war.
I think Bob Arum's ready to go to the grave, and he has a bucket list. And so when you have a bucket list, it's just one of those things. I want to see Terrence Crawford get that big fight against Errol. I want to make $10-20 million profit. You know, it's very significant that these call outs are happening while these guys have fights pending. Errol's supposedly supposed to be fighting Mikey Garcia. Errol was apparently supposed to be making a fight with Kenny Porter's son, Sean. You know, you got to say Kenny and Sean together or Kenny will get pissed. So we got to make sure that happens. You know, I think Bob pretty much has left his company in the hands of Disney through ESPN to take it, you know, to take it to the next phase. I really see Bob in a situation where he's shutting down, and you know, and I'm not talking about his life, but I think he's in a nearing retiring phase. So he has Lomachenko. He also put on the docket to challenge Mikey Garcia. You know, so he's doing the things now that he wasn't doing last year or earlier this year. So I have to question the timing. And, you know, what I'm seeing out of the timing is a guy who may be looking at the last hurrah as top ranked CEO or figurehead. And ESPN is maybe pushing him from the backside and wanting him to generate a big fight. They're probably looking to enter the pay-per-view market. We don't know what's going on, but I suspect the time is the issue. And that timing could be anything. But that's all I got to say about that. I'm tired of Bob Arum. May you rest in peace.
Damn. My God. Man, let me take this over to Fanan.
Pluto, goddammit.
Yeah, I see. Fanan, let me ask you a question, bro. So we had B-Hop, he came out and made his statements about Canelo and Charlo, and what Charlo has done, so on and so forth. What are your thoughts on where Canelo those statements and where Canelo goes from here?
Damn, Junior, you always take me off the good questions, man.
Go and answer that last question. Go ahead and answer the other one.
All right, let me get to the last one. I mean, seriously, man, I don't give a fuck really what Canelo does.
Okay.
And I mean, I like Canelo, but seriously, man, I mean, that shit, to me, the heavyweight division, then the welterweight division, then the middleweight division. It goes like that. The most important thing is to get the heavyweight shit cleared up. After that is the welterweights. And after that's the middleweight, you know. But let me answer both at the same time. As far as the heavyweight win, and I talked to Blood Boxing, man. If you guys don't know, retro boxing and documentary, and I had a conversation, man, and we were talking about Undisputed. And the fact that you need one champion, and the biggest problem in boxing is the fact that you have all these damn sanctioning bodies. You got this guy says he's a champion, the WBO champion, the WBA champion, the IBF champion, all of these crap. And then we say, okay, who is the best fighter? With all those belts, it's very difficult to get the answer to who's the best fighter. And as a result, we have to pick. Well, I think the best fighter is Errol Spence. I think the best fighter is Terrence Crawford. But we don't know because they both have belts. So what I think the best way, like the way that I look at that thing with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence is not going to beat Bob Arum trying to outsmart him in PR. That's just not going to work. I read the article, and this is where me and Callie went at when we had a little bit of debate, one-sided debate because it was on my channel. But I read that shit. You know what Bob Arum said? Bob Arum said eventually maybe the fight will happen if it gets big enough. Bob Arum didn't say that he wanted that fight. Bob Arum said eventually maybe if it gets big enough. That's what he said. And when he said was when somebody is ready. What he meant by ready was when Errol Spence is ready, he said when Errol Spence has pay-per-view numbers is big enough. Because they said they wanted it to be on pay-per-view. When the fuck has ESPN ever had a pay-per-view? ESPN don't give a shit about pay-per-view. They care about subscriptions. If you try to outthink Bob Arum like that, this shit's not going to work. But boxing fans need to have a fucking code. What's important? What's it? Because Errol Spence, I agree 100%. PR-wise, he said a bunch of shit that was wrong. But what he did say was, I want to fight Sean Porter. Who is Sean Porter? Sean Porter's the WBC champion. Where was Errol Spence when he said it? He had just got out of the ring calling out the WBC champion. He's right where he needed to be, pushing for unification. I don't have a beef with Terrence Crawford, and I feel Cali Enigma because Cali Enigma was getting it from Terrence Crawford fans. I'm getting it from fucking Errol. I'm getting it from he's getting it from Errol Spence fans. I'm getting it from Terrence Crawford fans. I've never heard Terrence Crawford say he wants to fight Errol Spence. Not once. I heard Bomac on Trill Boxing Talk say that he didn't think the fight was going to happen to the end of 2019. That's what he fucking said. He said, I took that fight. I took the contract with ESPN because ESPN offered a bunch of money, a bunch of guaranteed money, and we're looking at that fight being in 2019. And Terrence Crawford has never, not once, called out Errol Spence. To criticize Errol Spence for being in the ring, calling out the WBC champion, wanting unification because he said there's a bunch of politics in boxing. Yes, somebody should have grabbed him and him not, so he shouldn't have said that because it opened it up for Bob Arum for Bob Arum to manipulate you. He's fucking Bob Arum. Shit, if it comes out of his fucking mouth, it's Bob Arum. Bob Arum does not have a pay-per-view common sense. Bob Arum does not have a pay-per-view mechanism. What pay-per-view on ESPN? That's not even in their business model. And that's what Bomac said. Bomac said they don't care about that shit. They care about subscriptions. It's a secondary sport to them. So my thought is I'm following what Blood Boxing said, and I think that's the smartest observation I've heard. Fuck the personalities. I want to know who the unified heavyweight champion of the world is. I didn't have any beef with Anthony Joshua fighting Joseph Parker. None. When he fought Joseph Parker, I didn't make a bit of noise about it because that got us one step closer. When I went off on Anthony Joshua was when Anthony Joshua wouldn't go all the way and unify all the belts and let Deontay Wilder have a shot to proving that he was the heavyweight champion. Errol Spence Jr. I don't care if Errol Spence Jr., this is me. I don't care if Errol Spence Jr. fights Terrence Crawford next. If he fights Sean Porter or he fights Keith Thurman, either one of those work. because that gets him 2 belts and 3 belts. How can I criticize? Just using critical thinking, how can I criticize Errol Spence Jr. for saying that he wants to unify 3 belts? Because that's what he said. He said, Keith Thurman, everybody wants Terrence Crawford today. Yesterday was Keith Thurman. I want Keith Thurman. I want Sean Porter. Sean Porter is a fucking nobody, dude. Fuck Sean Porter. Sean Porter, and he got in the ring with Sean Porter. Has anybody ever jumped into the ring with Errol Spence Jr. and called him out? Not one time. Who is Terrence Crawford called out to fight for another championship belt in welterweights? He hasn't called out anybody. And I'm listening to people come to my page telling me about how he's ducking Errol Spence. And I'm like, he ain't even called out Errol Spence. He's never said he wanted to fight him. What he said was, I'll fight anybody. And then what Bob Arum said was, eventually, maybe I can make a fight if the pay-per-view numbers are big enough. That's what he said. But people read the fucking headlines. Bob Arum says, I'm done it, Bob Arum says. I'm done it, Eddie Hearn says. Errol Spence got into the ring with a welterweight. Errol Spence has been calling these welterweight champions out for at least 2 years. And I've never heard Terrence Crawford call out anybody. That's my take on it. But, and I'm going to end on this, I'm sorry. If we look at unification, and undisputed is the goal, then you can take a whole bunch of fights. You can take Errol Spence and Sean Porter. But people are pushing it to, okay, yeah, let's make these 2 guys fight. Anyway, that's my take on it, man. I'm going too long. Go ahead.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Coach, you there, Coach? Coach.
Yeah, man.
There you go. All right, Coach. I want you to cook on that same question, man. We got Bob Arum saying he's basically ready to send Terrence Crawford and Lomachenko. Let's not leave that out. And Lomachenko the war. He's looking for the Mikey Garcia fight for Lomachenko and for the Errol Spence fight for Bud Crawford. What are your thoughts?
Just the same Bob Arum who said I was lying yesterday, but today I'm telling the truth. So I mean, you know, we really don't know what to believe with Bob Arum, but you know, I do believe Bob Arum, you know, he's at the end, you know, and he's probably going to retire. You know, the guy is, you know, by his account, he's in good health. So, but you know, he don't want to be promoting. You know, Bob about to be 90, man. So I think Bob trying to get as many fights as he can, because you know, you remember he tried to cash out Manny Pacquiao. I don't know if y'all remember that. He tried to, and he tried to cash him out. And you know how they say in WWE when they put somebody over. Well, it was time for Manny Pacquiao to put Terrence Crawford over, but you know, Manny Pacquiao wasn't trying to hit it. Like Bob, he was desperately trying to make that Pacquiao Crawford fight, but the fight never manifested. I don't know. I think this time I probably believe that he probably will want to make that fight with Spence and Crawford because it's a big fight and it's a huge fight. You know, and then now, you know, listening to the brother Fanon, you know, when he said eventually, I mean, I don't know, like, do you mean eventually what it's going to marinate? Because I mean, damn, the word eventually sound like, oh, well, we're going to marinate. Well, this is kind of typical of what we get when we listen to a big time promoter like Bob Arum talk. I know Bob Arum not going to do it unless the money right. Okay. And we got to keep that in mind, man. Promoters, their job is not to win friends and influence people. Okay. Their job is to make money. That's it. Okay. If his bottom line ain't met, then you're not doing your job as a promoter. You got to lie. You got to cheat, and you got to damn near steal to be a promoter. Okay. And Bob Arum is good at all of that. Hell, I mean, he couldn't tell the truth, man. I think if you pay Bob Arum to tell the truth, you literally have to pay him millions of dollars to tell the truth because he get paid so much money lying. I think he wants this fight. I think he wants to fight, but you know, my question is, do Bud really, really want to fight? You know, do Errol Spence believe the fight's gonna happen? Because you know the way Errol Spence talking, man, he talking like, well, yeah, I really don't believe the fight gonna happen. See, I didn't see it as Bud. I mean, I didn't see it as Errol saying, well, you know, you got to come on this side of the street, and then you over here. See, I saw it as Errol Spence kind of frustrated, like, well, man, your promoter Bob Arum, this damn fight probably ain't gonna happen, and we got to jump through hurdles like that. To me, that's what Errol Spence was saying to me when Bob Arum was saying all this stuff, But see, man, I really don't know, man, because when you're dealing with Bob Arum, him and Manny Pacquiao were the reason why we didn't see Floyd Mayweather 6-7 years ago versus Pacquiao. So I mean, why would I believe, why would I even believe this guy? He wants to make this fight. So I'm kind of looking at both points of view. And you can see Bob Arum. You can call him if you see him at the events. Hell, he'll lie to you. This dude got so good at lying. Hell, even the wrinkles on his face don't move no more, man. That this dude lies so damn much. Okay, like his cobweb farting ass need to go. Like Bob Arum need to go. Okay, he need to go, and we need to really get a promoter in there that's just gonna force these guys to fight. See, a guy like Al Heyman, this is why Heyman good for boxing, man. Because you remember just last year, you remember Andre Berto, he made that little statement, man, and Berto looking like he was scared. Well, Bob, Al Heyman making us all fight each other, man, and yeah, that's what it is. And Al Heyman forcing these dudes to fight each other. So this is why Al Heyman is good for boxing. But we know why Heyman ain't good for boxing according to these people, because Heyman's a black guy. We know that, okay? And we know that Bob Arum will get a pass for not booking this fight ASAP. Okay, now Bob say he wants to fight, but do we believe Bob? Yeah, sometimes I just kind of want to say, hey, fuck Bob Arum old ass.
Damn.
Like, we need to put the pressure on this dude 24/7. Like, the pressure need to be on these guys. Every time these guys go to social media, every time they Google, man, every time they're in the bathroom taking a shit, they need to be thinking about us wanting them to fight each other. They need to be thinking about us. Okay, brushing their teeth. It need to be a bottle of 78 Sports TV toothpaste. Hey man, still got to fight Bud. Hey man, still got to fight Errol. Okay, okay, more power to Bob if Bob gonna do it. Okay, more power. But I think us as fans, man, we got to stop the BS, man. We got to see the best fight the best. The only way we're gonna get that, man, we got to stop entertaining all the other bullshit, man. Guys, we got to stop. Like, don't make the fucking video. Like, we in a generation, mugs ain't patient, man. Shit. If we keep doing, we follow the plan. Okay. Black Fight Fan talk about this shit every day. If we just stick to code, stay on code, everybody, man, we're going to force these people to fight each other. They're going to fight. See, when you affect a person's bottom line, this all boils down to money, y'all. This all is money. Everything we talking about is money. Okay. If Bob Arum with his old ass, if he can't make no money, Bob Arum can't do shit. So what are they gonna have to do? We got to take it back to the days, man, when black people refused to get on the city bus. What they have to do? We got to sit wherever the fuck we wanted to sit because they lost so much money. Guys, it's the same principle and it works, man. Affect the bottom line and we get what we want. But my question is for everybody, are we gonna do this as fight fans? Are we literally going to do it as fight fans, or are we going to, go for the clickbait? Are we going to stand up for one thing? Okay, stand for it. Okay, if we want to see the best fight the best, then, okay, start even with myself. Stop making fucking videos about the best not fighting the best. Like stop making those videos. Like, if we stop this shit, if we really stop, and because the LDBC got momentum, man. Oh, we got momentum. Hell, if we don't like a fighter, shit, we can make the whole underground population not like this damn fighter. We gotta have some discipline on our end to not do this stuff, man. And then we'll start getting the fights we want to see. See, we were spoiled. Most of us, we in our 40s, some of us in our late 30s, okay? We were used to seeing Tyson. Okay, we were used to seeing Holyfield. We were used to seeing Spinks, and we got great fights back then in the 90s. You hear Blood talking about the 90s all the time, right? That to me, that was one of the better eras of boxing. It was a great era. We spoiled, y'all. All of us on this damn panel, we're spoiled. So now we're here in the future. Now we're here. And all of us, man, we so hungry for the past. We're not getting it. But see, we can turn up the heat on these bitches. We can turn the heat up on them Stop fucking making videos about him. I mean, if you really want to see the best fight the best, don't make a damn video about, Danny Garcia and Rod motherfucking Salka. Don't make the video. Don't find something else to talk about. Make a cooking video. I don't give a shit, but stop supporting these fights.
Support youth boxing, coach. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna do something, but I know I ain't gonna be putting these videos out about 2 garbage fights, man. And if it's somebody with a cherry pick, I'll make a video if the cherry pick person win. I'll make a video clowning the dumb fuck like Fortuna, or I forgot who that was, but he fought Joe Smith Jr. and Joe Smith Jr. knocked him the fuck out. Yeah, I made a video clowning his ass. That's what the hell he get. That's a cherry pick gone wrong.
Fact. Let me slide over here to Body Snatcher. Body Snatcher, what's going on?
Hey, Junior. I need to say something real quick. I need to respond to Fanon on that because about this whole Bob Arum thing, because it's a lot of the brothers that's getting the reason why brothers is getting upset about this situation, and the reason why brothers is pushing Earl in the direction of Terrence Crawford over Sean Porter is because Sean Porter has made it blatantly clear that he don't want to fight Earl Spence. Number one. The second thing is the WBC is giving Sean Porter and the public, they haven't cleared it up yet. They're gonna have their convention. They're making it seem as if Sean Porter will be forced to fight 2 mandatories. I want this to be clear and understand why there is an outcry by the fans for Earl Spence to push back at Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That remains to be seen. People, the reason why people are pushing for Spence versus Crawford now more so than ever is because they don't believe that the that the Sean Porter fight is possible. And really, I don't mind it, but a lot of the fans, they don't want to see, if they don't have to see Mikey Garcia, they don't want to see Mikey Garcia. They want to see the unification, which causes a cluster screw, I could just say like that. And as far as what Bob Arum said and to Earl Spence, is Earl Spence, when he got on the stage, he opened Pandora's box. You understand what I'm saying? And he put himself in a precarious predicament when he said some of the things that he said. And Spence and Bob Arum responded, and he said, Spence, the genius, sarcastically, he said, well, we're on one side of the street and he's on the other. And he said, that guy doesn't want to fight Crawford. And this is what he said. He said, anytime he's ready to fight Crawford, we'll make that fight happen. He said, we'll make it happen. And he also said, like Fanon said, eventually I think I'll be able to make the Spence fight because the money will be so big, and it will be reasonable, and we're sharing everything. Shares everything. He left the door open, but the main thing he said, what I'm saying, it should be addressed. He said anytime Earl has said that is ready for that fight to happen, it'll happen. And now what everybody else is saying is if it's when Earl said that when Terrence gets a belt, he'll fight him. And if that opportunity is available, he needs to take advantage of that opportunity. And then Bob Arum also says in the same article, he says, I'm not going to play games anymore. He said, we have real trust that we've been given by ESPN and not be boxing schmucks anymore. So what he's saying is he's not going to play the games anymore. This is what he's saying. He said to put on real events in boxing for the public. And if that means sharing or doing a deal, we're prepared to do that. Nobody wants selfish anymore. So with him saying that, he's opening the box to say to the boxing fans and saying he wants to make the fight. So that's where all the confusion is coming up. Like I said before, a lot of that Earl Spence is going to have to shoulder some of that responsibility, because when he got excited and jumped on that stage, he said a lot of things that left the door open for Bob Arum to run through it. Had he just left it where it was, where Bob Arum had said that they wasn't going to make the fight until next year, and everybody was content with that. No, everybody was content at that point. Now you got Bob Arum out here in the open saying that they can make that fight, and the fans are hungry. This is the thing. This is why Floyd Mayweather was able to come in and cause that uproar, because we hungry and we know that the direction of boxing can be swayed in any direction. That's why he came here to alley hoop they shine. They have alley hooped him, they shine, while they not fighting each other. But we all know that one of the main reasons why they ain't fighting each other is because the Showtime budget ain't gonna start till next year. It ain't gonna really start until next year. You understand what I'm saying? We hoping for big fights in December. We may or may not get them. Some of them fights ain't even for sure. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing we do know we getting for sure is Deontay Wilder. Everything else is a maybe. You understand what I'm saying? So fans is clamoring. And so you got to understand that type of stuff when you putting that type of energy out in the air, and you got a whole responsibility, especially as the champion in that position that you playing. You know, but that's why I want to clear it up, because I want everybody's side of the story to be articulated.
Yeah, well, let me tell you first. Let me clarify my point. The people that I'm hearing talk about it are the same people that were talking about Errol Spence not wanting to fight Terrence Crawford and being able to be beat by Terrence Crawford before that even happened. There was already a split between people who thought Terrence Crawford was going to win the fight and Errol Spence was going to win the fight. So what I've noticed is that you have people who are now saying that Errol Spence Jr. is ducking Terrence Crawford. And who is that? I hear a lot of.
I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there are now people at least coming to my page saying that Errol Spence is ducking Terrence Crawford. And Errol Spence is afraid of Terrence Crawford. I don't have an issue with somebody not liking what Errol Spence said about somebody being on the other side of the street. Bob Arum, I read the article. What Bob Arum said was eventually, I think. And after everything he said, because Bob Arum was also, Errol Spence Jr. also personally attacked Bob Arum, said he was smoking mirrors, said all that type of stuff. You know, you had Lou DiBella trying to stop him from saying it. But what I'm looking at is, and my point was this: if unification in an undisputed champion is the goal, then everybody can be codified and hold everybody all these fighters responsible for the same thing. Are you trying to be the champion? Now, if it winds up that Sean Porter won't fight him and Keith Thurman won't fight him, there's no possibility for that fight, and Bob Arum makes an offer to Errol Spence, and Terrence Crawford is affirmatively making an offer to Errol Spence, and then Errol Spence says, no, I don't want to fight you. I want to fight these guys. You can keep your money. Right? That's one thing, because then he would be ducking them because he wouldn't be pursuing unification. But what I'm hearing is, and the people that I was talking to specifically are people who are coming to me with a fantasy. Terrence Crawford, the facts of it are, Errol Spence Jr., that Terrence Crawford has never called out, has never even asked to fight Errol Spence Jr. Bomac on Trill Boxing Talk, shout out to the great show, said they were looking for the fight for next year. And Errol Spence had just jumped out of the ring with the WBC champion. But as long as we don't have some unified approach to understanding and what we're looking for, as long as we're personality driven, right? Because the people that I hear are like, Terrence Crawford is the best fighter. He'll knock out Errol Spence. He'll beat Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a hype job. What about him saying nothing that he said on that stage makes him a hype job? That was my point. Now, I do believe Errol Spence fucked up, and he shouldn't have let that giving Bob Arum an out he was already going to take. But
let me respond.
Hold on, Kelly, because we got to say this too. I understand, and I understand what Fernand is saying, because this is true. But we got to respect the game. I'm doing this in the whole, just the grand scheme of everybody, okay? Because regardless of what was said prior to Errol Spence getting on the stage, because when Bomac was on Trill Boxing Talk, when Fred went over there and twisted that up and sent that to Earl Spence, when that completely changed the dynamic of this fight. When Earl Spence got irritated and got pissed off and responded emotionally to Bob Arum, Bob Arum responded. This is a whole nother, these are responses. These are responses from people getting mad and antagonized. Before that, it was strictly political, it was diplomatic, it was friendly fire, it was just, this guy, Errol Spence responded to something that wasn't, that he didn't really know the real logistics of, and Bob Arum responded and emotionally because he was upset because Errol Spence put it out there how people really feel. He had the gall to say what people really feel, and that pissed Bob Arum off. And what I'm saying is, and let's be clear, Terrence Crawford is a champion. He's not some guy off the street. He's a champion. He got a belt. He's got a belt that Earl Spence can get. You understand what I'm saying? So all that stuff, or him trying to fight Keith Thurman, or him trying to fight Sean Porter, that's a moot point because he's a champion too. And now the only thing that right now is where I say you are 100% right on this, brother, is that Bob Arum need to make an offer. But the only way we're gonna see this offer made is if Earl Spence respond. And that's what I'm saying. Earl Spence need to press him and see if he really serious about making an offer. If he ain't serious about making an offer, it's a moot point. It's nothing. But if he is serious, what's the problem with him fighting Terrence Crawford now instead of Sean Porter or Keith Thurman? What's the problem?
Hold on, Phenom. Let me jump in here on the super chat. Stay Ready Boxing TV on the super chat. He says, damn, I'm late today. I've missed an entire hour of the mobcast. Shout out to the whole LDBC. Errol want top 5 fighters. He don't care who they are. He coming for all the belt holders. Best believe it's coming. Shout out to Stay Ready Boxing TV. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, he should take that fight. If they made an offer to Errol Spence, and I agree with you. If Errol Spence says, okay, we'll make me an offer. When is it? Where is it? I think that would be a good play. Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying, brother.
Absolutely. That'd be a great play because it stays with exactly what it is because he's going for unification. Right? He's going for unification and walking towards trying to be undisputed. If he does that, that's a smart move. And I think you advise him intelligently by having him do that.
Hey, Phenom, but that's what I was saying earlier. And then, that's what I was telling you. I want for Earl Spence. I was also getting it from Terrence Crawford. Remember from just a couple days earlier than that. So my point is this. Like I said, I don't believe we're going to get Sean Porter versus Earl Spence Jr. next. If what Bob Arum says is true, and like I said, I've been told from behind the scenes that Top Rank believes, the people behind Top Rank, they believe that Terrence Crawford washes everybody at 147. I'm telling you this. Neither guy's afraid of the other guy. And I've said that in multiple live streams and videos. And it don't matter. No, whichever side, if I say that Bud want to fight Earl, people call me a liar. If I say Earl want to fight Bud, people call me a liar. Some of us are right down the middle on this whole situation. But that's my point. And what we're seeing right now with from both guys is people getting real emotional on both sides, and people are getting pissed off and not actually listening to what some people are saying. I'm just saying, hey man, if we can get that fight next, it is a unification bout. Yeah, it sucks that Earl's not going to get a chance, probably won't get a chance to take out Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. If he can't, then Terrence Crawford, the winner of that fight, in my opinion, should at least get an opportunity for Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. That's all. I just want to see a unification bouts, man, across the board, man. And you know what I mean? All this stuff is ridiculous. I just want to see the goddamn fight. I'm tired of the politics, man.
Callie.
Yeah. Go ahead, Earl.
I'm going to try to keep it. I'm going to try to keep my point as narrow as I possibly can. What I'm saying is this. Errol Spence did not do anything. It should lead a person to believe that he's ducking Terrence Crawford. There's nothing that he did nothing that he said that would lead a reasonable person or support the argument that he ducked Terrence Crawford.
He's never ducked anybody.
That's my point. So when where Black Fight Fan TV says something is 100% on. Look, this is how you can fix this situation. Because if I'm correct in what Black Fight Fan TV is communicating to me, he's like, look, Fanon, this is where we are. Look, the shit hit the fan already when this happened. You're right. Shit hit the fan where this happened. It gave him an open. But reasonable boxing fans should understand that Terrence Crawford never called out Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford, his own trainer said that they were looking for that fight at the end of next year. I understand what happened with Fred with that. I understand what happened with Fred with that. But when people are coming to that's the only message. It's very narrowly tight. It's narrowly tailored. Terrence Crawford has not ducked Errol Spence, and Errol Spence has not ducked Terrence Crawford. And the worst thing for me, I guess the way to bubble this up for me is the worst thing that can happen to either fighter, because they have the same fan base, is for the same fan base to rip them both in half. Because right now we got either half the rooms calling Errol Spence a duck artist, or they say Terrence, or I've never heard anybody even say Terrence Crawford was ducking, but they believe Terrence Crawford ain't gonna. They're talking negatively about Terrence Crawford, and half the room is talking negatively about Errol Spence.
Oh, hey,
What's going?
Said that Terrence is ducking Earl. I've seen it multiple times, and
that's fine. So that supports the argument.
Okay,
there's
go
no
ahead.
logical. I'll get off in 1 second. Let me give me 5 seconds. I'll be done. My point is this: do not tear either one of these two dudes down, because both of them, we got a former unified champion, and we got a guy that stepped on stage saying he wants to unify with 3 different people. And we got tricky dicks for fucking days. Bob Arum's going to play tricks until the motherfucker gone. We need to support. I'm trying my best to support both fighters. And it's very difficult to do when one family is chewing on one brother and the other brother.
Right.
That's my point.
Hey, can I say this real quick? Salute to everybody on the panel, man. I just had to jump in real quick. I'm with my mom, so pardon me, but I just wanted to say this real quick about this Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford situation. There's a couple of things I disagree with. We got to keep in mind, Terrence Crawford has never called out any opponent. He's never called out anybody. Errol Spence has called out Keith Thurman. Errol Spence has called out Sean Porter. Errol Spence has called out Danny Garcia. Errol Spence has called these people out. He has called out Kell Brook. Terrence Crawford has never, ever been vocal about fighting anybody. He's only, people call him out. Leonard, what's his name? Hank Lundy and Gamboa. These people were calling him out. Victor Postile. These people call him out. And he never, ever called out anybody. So when we say that Terrence Crawford, we never heard Terrence Crawford call out Errol Spence, we can't say that. We can't say that because we're comparing apples to no, listen what I'm saying. We're comparing apples to oranges because Terrence Crawford has never called anybody out. So what I'm saying is this:
Spence.
we got right. He hasn't. But what I'm saying is that don't mean he don't want to fight Errol Spence.
I don't think I'm not doubting that he would want to fight him.
No. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we got to have the same energy when Errol Spence. See, when we got to understand, Terrence Crawford uses mouthpieces. He uses Bob Arum. He uses his team to call people out. He don't come out in the public and publicly say that he want to fight this person. Terrence Crawford don't do that. When I spoke to Terrence Crawford, he told me, I said, hey, what you think about fighting Errol Spence? What you think personally, face to face? And he said, yo, listen, tell him to make the fight. That's just how Terrence Crawford is. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go through his team. He gonna go through Bomac. So, but the thing is, this is my thing with the situation. We've seen Errol Spence have the energy. If we're gonna hold one foot to the fire, we gotta hold everybody's foot to the fire, right? We've seen Errol Spence call out. Now he's never jumped in the ring. This is the first time I've seen him do that. You know, with this situation with Sean Porter, but I think it just boiled over and he just had enough of these motherfuckers ducking him. But overall, we've seen Errol Spence call out Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, multiple times. So okay, with this situation, right? You got a chance to fight Terrence Crawford. If Bob Arum is saying, listen, let's make the fight, and we saying this, Errol Spence motto is strap season. That's his motto, strap season. It's not Sean Porter season. It's not Keith Thurman season. It's not Danny Garcia. It's strap season.
So he talking about getting those titles by any means necessary. Terrence Crawford got a strap right now, and if you could get Terrence Crawford before you get Sean Porter or Keith Thurman or any of those other fighters, then you got to go get that strap from
But
Terrence Crawford. Because at the end of the day, we got to look at it like this, right? We can't say, oh, Sean Porter says this. Sean Porter said, listen, Errol Spence was never on my radar. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, they was on my radar before Errol Spence was. Okay, now we can't say, Errol Spence can't say, well, Terrence Crawford wasn't on my radar. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and them, and we don't hold him to the same standard we hold Sean Porter to. If Bob Arum is, this is my thing. I'm not saying that Errol is ducking Terrence Crawford, because I don't believe that by no means. I know that for a fact, actually, because I just talked to Errol Spence off the record at Box Fan Expo. So I know this to be true. Terrence Crawford ain't ducking Errol Spence. What I'm saying, my thing is with this whole entire situation, if Bob Arum and Bo Mack, they're gonna come out and say in ESPN they want to make that Errol Spence fight next, Errol Spence needs to call their bluff right now, just like he called, because it's strap season. It's not Sean Porter season. It's not Danny Garcia season. It's not Keith Thurman season. It's strap season. Bud Crawford got that strap, and not to mention, he stood on the podium. He said he got that strap from Jeff Horn, who was a D-class fighter and shouldn't have never been in the ring with him. Okay, it's strap season, so he got it. So it should be easy to go get that strap. And since Bob Arum is coming out saying it's not rocket science to bring both networks together to make this fight happen, then you got to make that fight happen. Point blank and period. You got to have that same energy you had with Keith Thurman, with Sean Paul. He need to be coming out right now. Like, okay, your promoter said, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. There ain't no excuses. He can't sit back and be like, well, I already had plans to fight Sean Porter. No, it's strap season. Unless he came out prior to that and said, I want the WBC before I collect any other belts, but that's not his motto. His motto is strap season. So if it's strap season, you got to get that strap from Terrence Bud Crawford ASAP.
Let me ask you a question, Blood.
I like to get a word in after.
Blood, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Where was Errol Spence Jr. when he was talking about Terrence Crawford?
When I talked to him?
No. When everybody else saw him on TV.
Oh, he was at the fight at Sean Porter's fight.
He was at Sean Porter's fight.
Right.
He had just come off the stage of saying he was trying to make a fight with Sean Porter. And somebody asked him about a fight. Somebody asked him about a fight with Terrence Crawford. He just got done calling the guy out.
Right, but he went from 0 to 100 with Terrence Crawford, just like he do it. Where that whole situation, he went from 0 to 100. But this is the thing. I understand what you're saying, but if Sean Porter's not looking to make that fight happen, then okay, why you gonna keep chasing the dude that don't want no action with you when this other dude over there saying he wants this action and he got a strap? It's not like Bud don't have a strap.
But he never said he wanted the action.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But see, we can't say that Bud never said he didn't want the action because Bud don't call nobody out. It's his team that do it. He's never called nobody out. It's just like people would say
that they were looking for it.
But we got to keep in mind. Remember, people were saying
in 2019.
But Bomac said that on shout out to the Trail Box
in 2019.
Bomac said that. But right now, but this is what I'm saying. We obviously know that after this whole situation, that Bomac said that prior to Errol Spence getting on the podium. Keep that in mind. That was before Errol Spence got on the podium and rattled the cage of Terrence Crawford. That's before he got on the stage and did that. That's before he got on the stage and Terrence Crawford been responding back and forth to Errol Spence via social media. This is all before that happened. Bomac said 2019 prior to Errol Spence rattling his cage. We know that Terrence Crawford was pissed off. He went from pillar to post. He went from calling out Adrian Broner to calling out Errol Spence. You know, not saying but we know what he meant by him calling him out. And we got to keep in mind, Bomac did say 2019 or the end of 2019 or whatever on Trill Boxing Talk, and shout out to my brother 78 and my brother Black Fake Fan TV. If you haven't tuned in, make sure y'all subscribe to that every morning. But we know before that, after that, Bomac said that before Errol Spence did that. And that rattled Bud Crawford's cage. It's the reason Bob Arum came out, because, okay, just like we know, Bob Arum ain't say nothing about Crawford and Spence prior to Bomac saying that.
Yeah, he did.
Now Bob Arum, not to the magnitude. What I'm saying is this. He didn't say it to the magnitude he's saying now. Bob Arum is saying, let's make him. He's willing to make it happen next. You know why he's saying
Okay,
that?
y'all. Okay,
Because,
Respectfully,
hold
blood.
on, just
Yeah,
let me slide in here, man, because this is gone too long. So look, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna ask one more question, and I need everybody to get 30 seconds to answer this question, and then we
Hey,
out.
hold on. Hey, yo, Fanon, you got my Instagram?
I don't do Instagram. I got your. What you
I
want me
mean,
to do?
I'm my Instagram. I meant my email. Pardon me.
Now here, let me put. Give it to me.
All right, anybody got my email? Just send it to Fanon for me.
I'll probably be
You get
able
it?
to pull it out of this chat though.
Yeah,
I got,
one of
all the
the
emails in
homies
the
will
chat.
get one of the homies will get it to him. World Breaker, send it to him right now.
Hey, respect, blood. I mean, blue blood. I don't want to argue, man. You know.
No, yo, that's what we here. That's what we here for, man.
It's
That's what
definitely
we here for.
definitely good debate.
You know what I'm saying?
Fellas,
Hey,
family.
yo, Fanon, I'll jump on your show in the morning. Send me the link.
That works for sure.
Got you. Yo,
World Breaker Fighter.
salute to all the brothers on there.
Yes, indeed. Blue
Salute.
Salute,
Yo,
family.
Junior, I appreciate you, man.
You got it, family. All love. Hey,
I
World Breaker.
see you. I'll talk to you on tomorrow.
Yes, sir. World Breaker, I'm coming to you. Quick question. So we saw Jaime Munguia, over the past weekend. Also, he was called out by quote unquote, or there was a statement issued by Erickson Lubin talking about what he would do to Jaime Munguia. Is Jaime Munguia the goods? And what are your thoughts on a Jaime Munguia Erickson Lubin fight? You got 30 seconds. Let's get it.
All right, I'll take this 30 seconds to answer that question quickly. Jaime Munguia is potentially the goods. I think he's developing. He has some flaws there, but the fight frequency that he's getting, he's possibly going into his fourth fight in December. He's going to develop his talent. So I see him possibly being a threat in the next couple of years. Erickson Lubin, I don't believe he's ready for a Jaime Munguia. The work rate that Jaime Munguia has, I think he'll chin his ass. Done.
Damn. Cali Enigma, same question.
But he's fighting. This is going to be a 6th fight this year. Let me just say one little quick thing for the last thing. We need to hurry up and get the Bud Earl fight out of the way because it's
go back to the Jaime Munguia question, Cali.
Yeah, let me say that. That just wanted to say that real quick. But yeah, I think Jaime Munguia will flatline. I want to see it. Let's see this fight. Erickson Lubin, he needs to get in the rest. A good fight for both guys. They're both young. They're both around the same age. I think it's a good idea. Both guys are virtually prospects, even though Jaime Munguia has a belt, so he can't be treated like a prospect. But yeah, let's see that fight. That's a good fight for both guys. Like I said, they're around the same age, and I think that Jaime Munguia, who came in at 175, Erickson Lubin, who was a smaller 154-pounder, I think he'll get flatline, man. Even though Lubin can crack.
Yes, indeed. Carl Burrell, same exact question, man. Jaime Munguia, is he the goods? And your thoughts on a Munguia versus Erickson Lubin fight?
The jury's still out on Jaime Munguia, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he is improving, but I think the fight against Erickson Lubin, it'll be an action-packed field fight until Munguia, you know what I'm saying, square Lubin up on the chin and put him to sleep. But we also got to see if Munguia got a chin because Erickson Lubin can crack. So we got to see that, but I would roll with Jaime Munguia in that by like about 6-round knockout. So yeah, but the jury's still out on him. That's all I got to say.
Yes, indeed. But nah, Nadine, I'm gonna come over to you. Same question. Jaime Munguia thoughts and the fight against him with him and Erickson Lubin.
Oh, with Erickson Lubin, man, I'm not quite sure because Erickson Lubin just got knocked out. But I'm gonna tell you this about Munguia. I'm gonna put $100 against Munguia for the next 4 fights, and I'm gonna get paid because that dude gonna get knocked the hell out.
Damn.
He is getting rushed along way too fast. He has no defense. As soon as that people were telling me that like he's kind of like Fernando Vargas, I went back and compared him to Fernando Vargas, and man, Fernando Vargas makes Jaime Munguia look like Floyd Mayweather, man. Or excuse me, Munguia makes Fernando Vargas look like Floyd Mayweather, man. I'm telling you, they are rushing that kid way too fast. That dude is going to wind up for a spectacular loss as soon as he steps up there with somebody. A high level 160 pounder, upper mid level 160 pounder. What is he like? Is he 20 years old?
I thought he's like 20.
He's 21 years old.
If he's 21, if they can keep him with nice, soft touches that allow him to learn different things, show him different looks, get him with a coach, he's got a lot of talent. But if they rush him along and put him in there with anybody, God dog, man, like J-Rock or somebody like that, somebody that can get his punches, they got good defense, man, that dude could really wind up looking bad, man. I think that they're rushing him to. I might give him the advantage over Lubin because Lubin's been knocked to sleep. But they got to slow that dude's trajectory down, man, because his skill set is not there. His skill set isn't there with his hype.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Black Fight Fan TV, same exact question, man. Take us to church.
No, man, I do. I believe in Jaime Munguia, and to Fernand's point, I agree. I agree to a certain degree. But we talking about Golden Boy, you know what I'm saying? And Jaime Munguia is a fact over there. Their fan base love him, so they are going to cocoon him. They are going to put him in safe fights. He's gonna get brought along properly. One thing you got to give Oscar credit for, especially right now. And you see this with Canelo. He has built Canelo and put him in the right fights, and now Canelo is a complete fighter. So that's one thing that you got to give him credit for. And Jaime Munguia is the backup plan now. He's making noise. The fans is getting behind him. He's an aggressive fighter, and now he have money. Y'all got to understand they picked Jaime Munguia up from some Mexican promotional company, and I think they're gonna eventually take him over or buy him out or something like that, because he's becoming a fan favorite. We on here talking about him. I mean, he's got an exciting style. And with that money and with Golden Boy is going to come a new staff. And I think they are going to work on developing him and getting him better and getting him more better, sharpening his tools and developing more tools and things like that. And I also believe that Jaime Munguia is extremely gifted. I believe he's very strong. I believe he's very naturally athletic. I believe he has a chin. I believe he has the ingredients for a very good fighter. You know what I'm saying? We could say the same thing about Jared Hurd. You know, I said that earlier. Jared Hurd ain't the best fundamentally sound fighter. When he don't fight the best style, but he's a unified champ at 154. You know what I'm saying? So I think Jaime Munguia and I'm gonna say this. These guys, when we start talking about these guys and talking about people like Fernando Vargas and Tito Trinidad and Miguel Cotto and Shane Mosley and Floyd Mayweather in their prime, these kids don't tactically or boxing wise or skill wise, they don't compare, bro. So, you know, I can't, none of these guys, none of these guys, not one of them fit into them guys' category. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my take on it.
Hey, don't forget, last quick thing. Jaime Munguia is with he's with Zanfer Promotions. Oscar De La Hoya has been begging Jaime Munguia to sign to be his U.S. promoter, and so far he has declined multiple times. I don't know if I don't know. I mean, I think if Oscar can't get him, I think Oscar will try to put him in there with Canelo as a punishment for not signing with him, or trying to get or at least to become sign some type of co-promotional deal in order to, because right now I mean Oscar has options on him. So that's what that. But Oscar's trying to become his permanent U.S. promoter. Zanfer Promotions. They have stated that they don't want to give Jaime Munguia up. I've talked to Robert Garcia. I told Robert Garcia, man, I said you need to get your hands on Jaime Munguia. I think you guys will be a match made in heaven, and I think you can get the best out of him. So I'm hoping that situation will happen. But so far, Jaime Munguia has declined Oscar De La Hoya's at least reaching out to him to try to get him to become his U.S. promoter.
Facts. Appreciate that nugget of information. I'm gonna say this before we get out of here, man. I want you guys to continue to once again, man, send your positive thoughts and your positive vibrations to our sister Bev Rose. I'll be remiss if I didn't say that, man. Really, truly do. And if you are able to, definitely send a blessing to her via the PayPal. I'll put it in one more time via her PayPal app. This thing we do is family, man. This thing we do is family, and it's family for real. And for me, everything I've ever done, I've done heavily, and I feel the same about all of my brothers and sisters that are involved in the LDBC. So what's understood needs no explanation. There's no need to ask any questions or give any extra thought to it, other than just give her your positive thoughts and your prayers. And if you're able to, if you're able to, go ahead and bless that PayPal, man. Period. And And that's just, you know, all of it needs to be said. Once again, there's no need to ask any extra questions, any additional questions. You just go ahead and let that be it. You know what I mean? And show your love. I would prefer for the, at least, you know, for the next definitely for the rest of this month and next month, you know what I mean? When you're inclined to donate to the super chat in here, man, go ahead and shoot that to my sister. Bev Rose, and I'll be intentional coming in here and getting that information up there. But we're gonna get out of here, man, because we got a full day. We had a full day today. We have a full day again tomorrow, man. What's understood needs no explanation. We got, you know, we straggle with going live. We got Ticket TV go live in the morning. I go live in the morning right before the Trill Boxing Talk. You know what that is, and then after that we go straight to Fanon the Don. You know what I mean? So we got a full day, man, over here. So go ahead and be sure to get rested up, and we'll be right back at it bright and early again tomorrow, man. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into the Smoke City Mobcast, man. Visit the website, www.ldbcsports.com. Create a profile while you're over there. It's absolutely 100% free, man. This is the LDBC and Junior the Truth signing off for the Smoke City Mobcast.
Smoke City Mobcast.
Smoke City. We right back in this bitch like we left our key.
Smoke City.
Yes indeed, yes indeed.
Smoke City Mobcast.
Smoke City.
Smoke City.
Yes indeed, yes indeed.
Smoke City Mobcast.
Smoke City.